Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with the one and only Jonathan from Convoy Home Loans. How you doing, buddy?
Alive. How are you?
You just came back from a conference, so you don't have a
Yeah.
conference fog or anything. You're doing all right?
No. All good. Always good.
Always good. Well, you
Yeah.
wanted to ask me a question, so I will turn it over to you.
Yeah. Obviously there's a lot of investors that even, or app followers that always reach out to us and ask, hey, what should I do in this situation? Right. And I can only offer my advice based on the financing aspect and my short experience. However, you have a lot of experience. So I just wanted to see if you can touch on kind of like how you're navigating the current market, what deals you're writing, maybe give an example of how you're, surviving and really going through these like tumultuous waters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's really kind of, I guess we'll walk through this because we have time together. So the first thing is, and if people watch my channel, this is not hyperbole. I saw this coming. Right. I spent about 9 months taking all of my variable rate debt, all of my apartments, all of my office buildings, and getting them on 30-year fixed rate mortgages. I came to non-QM lenders and got that done. So that was step one. I got prepared and locked in rates sub 4. So, kudos to me for taking advantage of that. It is what it is. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I got that one right. But step two is rates don't matter to me. Creativity matters. So what do I mean by that? That's cute to say. I'll give you a real life example. I am no longer focused on the rate I can get on a first mortgage. I'm writing deals now and calculating the blended rate. Okay, well, what the hell is a blended rate? Well, I'm going after deals where I can get seller financing for at least a portion, 20%, 30%, 40%. The reason I can do that is I come to a non-QM lender and have to pay 8%, 8.25% for 50% of the loan. That's steep. However, if I can get 40% of the loan, for example, at 1%, you throw that into a big math equation, that 8 plus 1, suddenly becomes a blended interest rate 4.75%. So I'm just making it up, but I have a formula that can do the math. So I'm basically trying to do deals where my blended rate is sub 5. And, so that's step one. Obviously, I have to have sellers with equity. You can't do that in every situation, but those are the people I'm marketing to. I am marketing on purpose to people with 50% or greater equity. So that's the second thing. So I am not worried about the first. I'm worried about the total blended rate. And I'm going for 10 years minimum, right? A lot of times the second the seller will want a balloon, I'm not taking anything less than 10 years because I know the 70s rates got higher the entire decade. I'm not calling for that, but I don't want to be surprised if that happens. So that's two. Number three, this is brand new. So if you follow my track record, 22 years ago, I've been buying affordable homes, right? My market, call it 400. I don't own any houses over 300. So I'm definitely affordable homes, Section 8 homes, all of that stuff. I am really, really motivated to buy a luxury home in Fresno, California. What the hell? Luxury? Why? Well, what if I could buy $1 million home in Fresno, California from a seller who owns it free and clear, who will give me a 90% loan? Because here's the deal. I know that if they want their price, I can get my terms. Why luxury? Well, I don't know about everybody's market, but my market, luxury is dead. Inventory is stacking up. Days on market is exploding. So, and oh, by the way, in my market, luxury at $1 million is 2.5x the median. So it's really luxury. So here's the plan. I'm going to go to that owner, and actually I'm going to go to their agent and basically say, hey, I am willing to give the seller their price, which they probably haven't heard in a while, because again, in my market today, they're probably getting offers at 600 or 6.25 for $1 million property. And the seller's like, screw it, I'll stay here. I'm willing to give them their price. However, they got to give me my terms. What are my terms like? Again, we will do this with the seller. We'll work it out. I will bring 10% to the table, cash, so the agent gets paid. Because again, I'm going to work with an agent. And by the way, if you're a Fresno agent, have a luxury listing, reach out to me. You can get both sides, get both sides of the commission. Might as well. But then I'm going to talk to the seller and say, just be very clear. My intention, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, is to make this a rental. So what I'm going to need to figure out is what is my rent for this wonderful, beautiful home. And then once I have that, you and I need to work out an agreement where my payments to you every month allow me to cash flow, because I'm not going to buy it unless it's cash flowing. And oh, by the way, it's got to be a great deal. What that likely means is this situation is they get their price, they get some money at closing, they get some amount of payments for the next 20 years, and then they get a big balloon payment at the end of 20 years. This will not work for everyone, but I don't need it to work for everyone. I need it to work for one person. And that's the third thing I'm trying to do. I really would love to get it. And boy, if this works, Jonathan, I have a bunch of little homes I'll 1031 into. Like, can I imagine making my entire portfolio luxury? Wouldn't that be fun? And just delay all these payments for 20 years. And then the final thing is I just talked to a syndicator this morning, and we both know that there's pain coming to busted syndications. This is probably 9 months, maybe 12, maybe 15 months away, but there's a lot of bad deals done with bridge debt that are going to blow up. And I want to be there with a big checkbook or private money to buy some ridiculous assets. I think that last one, number 4, is a little ways out, but I've bought directly from lenders and banks before, and you can negotiate a lot of great deals if you have a track record. So those are the 4 things I'm fishing today.
Number 3 is pretty crazy. I mean, that's nuts. That's really, really cool.
Right, you just got to be creative.
Yeah.
And again, how I got there is I said, where is my market struggling?
Mhm.
Answer: luxuries, inventory stacking up. No, I mean, who's going to buy? Because again, $1 million home in Fresno is beautiful. At 3%, the payment's like $3,000. At
Yeah.
7.25%, it's like $7,000. It's just like nobody's going to buy that stuff. But what if I find a seller who owns it free and clear, right? They bought it 30 years ago for nothing. I can give them some money now, some money every month, get 20 years. Is Fresno going to be worth more in 20 years than today? I'm going to make that bet and say yes. So, and oh, by the way, then I get to do cost segregation and bonus depreciation. I get to write off 30% of it year 1. I get all kinds of wins in this story.
Yeah. I mean, your listeners need to just, that's like gold. I feel like it should be like, Brad Lea's Dropping Bombs podcast or something. Do a little button right here where it explodes. I mean, that's huge. I mean, that's how you've been surviving. If you're going through kind of
I
the
just
tumultuous
pivot
market.
to different things. Yeah. Cause again, I can't.
It's amazing.
For 2 years, it was first day listings in cash. I changed that to 30-day listings. Even that's hard. Because again, the affordable market where I play, that's still first time buyer heavy. So that's still relatively competitive. But what is drying up? Luxury. So I sat around going, man, wouldn't it be nice? How I've never even considered buying $1 million home. And by the way, is it 800 grand or whatever? It's luxury.
Yeah.
I've never even thought about it. I mean, I've actually said I'll never own Park Place and Boardwalk. But what if I can structure the deal and I can own 3 or 4 boardwalks in Park Place? Wouldn't that be awesome? But again, the seller's going to have to work with me. Big balloon payment. Everybody's going to say this is not possible. You believe what you want. I only have to find one. So it's going to be fun to try to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. I wish I had some motivated sellers and luxury homes in my area that I could look at, but they're all $10 million. So I don't know. 10% down on that thing is a good chunk. So I don't know.
That's a big stroke. Yeah, that's a big stroke. That's a lot of zeros.
But yeah, that's amazing. And obviously, over time, you're obviously betting that it's going to be more valuable and equity is going to be there to refi out.
Yeah, and again, that's why I'm putting 20 years. I will not risk anything in my portfolio for one asset. So if the seller comes to me and gives me everything I want, but they only give me 5 years, big fat no. I have no idea. No idea what, but 20 years, I'm willing to make that bet. 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Wow, amazing. Yeah. I hope all your listeners got that. They better save it and
rewind, play again.
Yeah. Literally. I mean, that's like multi-million-dollar knowledge right there. Yeah.
So again, I think there's opportunity in every market. And, again, I think combined loan to value is something that is going to become very common. This is not new. Robert Allen did this in 1980s, right? We've been here before. It's just a different time at different price points and different rates. We still did 2 million transactions in a year where rates were almost 20%. Think about that. 2 million transactions with rates at 20%. That's bananas.
Yeah.
Most of those were creative, seller silent seconds and all these other things. So folks, there's a lot of fear and opportunity lives behind fear. You just need to find it. You need to build confidence in yourself. You need to get around positive people that are doing the work. Deals are always hard to come by. Sometimes you got to get creative. So I'm ecstatic for what's coming. Jonathan, if somebody wanted to reach out to you, get quotes or prices or programs, how should they do that?
Email privateclient@convoyhomeloans.com, and please let us know you're from where at.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you.
Thank you.